You watched your belly for 30 years. You stepped on the scale, you pinched the front, you worried about the gut. But the part of your body that warns you about failing circulation first isn't your waistline at all. It's down at your calves, and almost no man over 55 ever thinks to look there. That's what I want to show you today. Here's the loop I'm going to open, and I promise I'll close it before we're done. There's a reason thin, shrinking calves can be an earlier warning sign than your blood pressure, your cholesterol, even your belly, and it has everything to do with how blood actually moves through a man's body after 60. Stay with me because the part most men get wrong comes a little later. So let me start with something honest. For years, I assumed leg muscle was a vanity thing. Big calves, small calves. Who cares, right? Then I started reading the circulation research, and I had to change my mind. Because your calves aren't just for walking. Down in your lower legs, every time those muscles contract, they squeeze the deep veins and push blood back up toward your heart. The calf is basically a second pump. Some people call it the second heart, and that's not a slogan. It's mechanics. Your actual heart pushes blood down into your legs easily, because gravity helps. But getting that blood back up against gravity all day long, that job leans heavily on your calf muscles squeezing with every step. Now here's where age comes in. After about 50, men start losing muscle quietly, year after year. The word for it is sarcopenia. And it doesn't hit every muscle evenly. The lower legs are often where you see it first and see it worst. The calf gets thinner, softer, less of that firm muscle belly you used to have. Most men don't even notice because it happens slow and because nobody told them to look. But think about what that means for the pump. Thinner calf, weaker squeeze, and blood starts to pool and move sluggishly in the lower legs instead of circulating briskly. And sluggish circulation has a way of telling on itself. Heavy legs at the end of the day, legs that feel cold, especially the feet, even when the room is warm. Maybe a little swelling around the ankle by evening. Maybe your legs just feel tired in a way that doesn't match what you actually did. Men chalk all that up to getting older, but it can be your circulation waving a small flag. Let me give you something to do right now because this is the part that makes it real. Reach down, yes, right now while we're talking, and wrap one hand around the thickest part of your calf. Just feel it. Is it firm muscle, or has it gone soft and a little loose? Now press your thumb into the front of your lower leg just above the ankle, hold for a couple seconds, and let go. Does the skin bounce right back, or does it leave a little dent? And while you're down there, are your feet cool to the touch compared to your hands? None of this is a diagnosis, but if you felt a soft calf, a slow bounce back, cool feet, that's worth paying attention to and worth bringing up with your doctor. Most men never check. You just did. Good. Now here's the deeper reason this matters, and this is the loop I opened at the start. The thing most men get wrong. They think circulation is one big system that succeeds or fails all at once. It isn't. Your blood vessels come in every size, from big highways down to tiny side streets. And here's the key. The small vessels show trouble first. The lining inside every blood vessel, it's called the endothelium, is delicate, and it's responsible for releasing a little signaling molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is what tells a vessel to relax and open up so more blood can flow through. When the endothelium is healthy, vessels open easily. When it's damaged, they stay tight and flow drops. So what damages it? One of the biggest culprits is blood sugar running high over time. And I mean even in that pre-diabetic range that your doctor might wave off as a little elevated, nothing to worry about. Chronically high blood sugar quietly injures that vessel lining and lowers nitric oxide. And because the smallest vessels feel it first, the early warning shows up in the small vessel territories, your feet, your lower legs, and the circulation below the belt, which runs through some of the smallest vessels in the whole body. That's why men so often notice changes in morning strength or firmness or below-the-belt circulation years before anything shows up in their heart. It's not separate from your heart health, it's the early warning version of it. The small vessels are the canary. So you're thin, cold, heavy calves, and your blood flow, where it matters, are telling the same story from two different rooms of the same house. Honestly, when I first connected those dots, it reframed the whole thing for me. These aren't unrelated little annoyances of aging. They're the same signal. All right, I told you I'd get to how you turn this around, so let's do that. The encouraging part is that muscle and circulation both respond at basically any age when you give them the right input. Research suggests a few things can genuinely support this. First, rebuild the pump. Calf raises, standing up, rising onto the balls of your feet. Slow up, slow down. Hold a counter for balance. 2 short sets a day. It sounds almost too simple, but you are literally retraining your second heart to squeeze harder. Walking helps too, because every step is a calf contraction. If you sit a lot, stand up every half hour and do 10 slow raises right there. Second, feed the muscle. Older men often run low on protein, and you can't rebuild a calf out of toast. Getting decent protein at each meal can support holding onto muscle as you age. Third, protect that vessel lining. This is where blood sugar comes back in. Walking after meals, even 10 easy minutes, can support steadier blood sugar, which protects the endothelium and helps preserve nitric oxide. Cutting back on the constant snacking and the sugary drinks does the same quiet good. And on that nitric oxide piece, where there's a natural blood flow support I personally like for this, and I left it down in the description if you ever want to look into it. No pressure at all, just something I keep in my own routine. A quick word if you're on any medication for blood pressure or circulation. None of what I'm describing is a reason to change or stop anything. Do not stop a medication on your own. Talk to your doctor. This is about adding good inputs, not removing the things keeping you safe. So let me close that loop now. Why are thin calves a warning sign men ignore? Because the calf is your second pump, and when it shrinks, the pump weakens and blood pools instead of circulating. And because the very same process that's quietly thinning that muscle and chilling your feet, sluggish flow, an injured vessel lining, lower nitric oxide, is the same process that shows up first in the smallest vessels, the ones behind your morning strength and your vitality below the belt. Your calves aren't the problem. They're the messenger, and they've been talking to you for a while. So tonight, look down. Wrap your hand around that calf again in a week and see if it's getting firmer. Do your raises. Walk after dinner. Get your blood sugar checked even if you feel fine. These small things stack, and your circulation is more willing to come back than most men ever realize. And like I mentioned, if you want to check out the blood flow support I use myself, it's down there in the description. Take care of that second heart. It's been carrying you this whole time, and it's not too late to give it a hand. Just remember, this is general education, not medical advice. Your doctor knows your body and your history. But you came here today, you actually checked, and you learned to read a signal most men walk right past. That's how you stay strong and stay flowing well past 60.